If you have the questions there as well, you can come back to those questions the next day. Students, if I'm thinking of slightly older students now, there'll be students who will love to get this book in their individual reading time and be reading through and remembering or checking the pictures or finding the words that they know and relating back to those questions. So you've got that re-entering of text, the focus for individual reading and practice later on as well. The idea is that really we do need to be putting our students from a very early age into getting the message that reading is about understanding, it's about thinking and reading for learning, and not to limit them to our work, our comprehension work with them only being at their decoding level, because that is so limiting. Think about a struggling reader in grade 4. Some students, we are limiting their comprehension, strategy use and thinking to a very low decoding level. So it's a really important principle to start early and to carry through the school and be aware of the reason why we might take this approach. The other thing is it's oral, and it takes you into abstract thinking, abstract concepts, and it is also learning from each other, a communal way of learning. I personally don't think there's any better way. If for my class, I've had a class where I've had a lot of boys who were really hard to engage in reading. They love non-fiction. And if you gave them the opportunity to talk before and generate the questions and talk through, that really engaged them and it worked for them, and I selected non-fiction for that reason as part of the diet that I gave them. So my personal feeling is there's no right or wrong of where to start, because what we need is a really wide repertoire to work with our staff, that they have a wide repertoire, that they are picking and choosing the best way to match the teaching need in the room. Does anyone else want to add to that? No? Okay, here's another just really quick idea to talk through. Using these sheets, would you get some other questioning out of students who are reading at this level of simple fiction and non-fiction texts, chapter books as we might call them? Often teachers give students a book and say, they either show the front and say make a prediction, or give it to students and say make a prediction and I'll come back and check in a minute. And it doesn't go very far. Looking at the title, the front of the page and the chapters, can that generate some different types of conversation or different types of questions? What do you think? What's going to come out of that?
More accurate predictions.
A more focused and accurate prediction.
The whole story, yeah. Not just in the beginning or the front cover.
Yeah, a sense of the whole story. And I deliberately chose books where the plot is really summarised by the chapters. You can get a sense of the whole story. If you look at The Monster in Pitman's Pond, a good day for fishing, return to the pond, what is it? Looking for the monster, saving the monster. What's your sense of that story?
Might have a happy ending.
Could have a happy ending. What happens in the story? Basic plot. Yes. Someone goes fishing. Where do you think they're fishing? At the pond. They go back to the pond. What do they find there? A monster. And they save the monster. Do you think it gives you a sense of the story as a whole, and that it could generate moving into the text with a different level of questioning and a different sense of what the text is about, rather than saying, oh, just generate some questions from that students?
And also fishing is something they can relate to. I know a lot of our kids go fishing. It's one thing they do quite often with their dad, so they can put themselves in the context of what fishing is, what are the purpose, why.
Creating context, yeah. Not every chapter summary will do that for you. Alfred the Curious, I've used this quite deliberately because it is a topic set in medieval times in a castle. He's a page, or, you know, there's a lot of unusual vocab in it, but preparing for battle, the battle for Lord Edward's castle, a strange noise, the search, retreat, a celebration. Do you get the sense of there's going to be a battle they hear a noise, they go for a search. Somebody or something retreats, and at the end, the celebration, who wins? Oh, they must have saved the castle. Not every chapter summary will give you that, but you can pick up lots of books where it is useful, and that can help generate questions at the whole text level, and also questions that are more purposeful in the before the reading stage.
And without